KB2 UKA. Good evening.
Hey, Dougie. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Mikey? I think Jim's in there. Somebody else. How you guys doing?
How you doing, man? This is Tony, K2VI.
His name is John.
Oh, John, that's right. And hey, Tony, this is Doug, KB2 UKA, Long Island.
Hey, Doug. Sounding good here, man. 10 over S9.
All right, Roger. Yeah, I got you 10-15 over. I'm in Fort Salonga, 50 miles east of Manhattan, right on the North Shore.
Yeah, we don't got much but water over us, just skimming the coastline. So it's just water, and it helps, I tell you. I'm only about 6 miles from the ocean front, so here in Virginia Beach.
Roger. Well, yeah, you're booming in, man. You hit 20 over that time. Sounding great.
Now, I'm just running 100 watts in a loop.
Wow. How high up's the loop?
About 65 feet.
That'll do it. I'm running legal, but on an 80-meter doublet. Doublet's up at 80 feet. 600 ohm ladder line comes straight down about 75 feet to an outdoor remote legal limit tuner, and then LMR 400 into the shack.
Oh, beautiful. You're up at 80 feet. That's reaching out and touching somebody at 80 feet. Hopefully you got it situated in the right direction, because that thing is directional.
It is. So it transmits northeast to southwest, but when I got it up to 80 feet, I've got the legs down at about 50, so it's slightly inverted, which gives it a little bit more. Somebody ran the pattern for me. It's slightly omnidirectional, so it works pretty good everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect antenna right there. That's very nice. It's ladder line fed. It's a 40 meters, so it's not going to work. Can you tune it on 20?
Oh, yeah. It's 80 through 10. I get no more than, like, I think my highest SWR is probably here, and right now I'm 1.18. Yeah, it tunes beautifully everywhere.
Oh, okay, so it's an 80 meters doublet. With 135
here in New Jersey. That's a good price.
Foot?
Yeah, it's 80 meter, so it's 125 feet. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I was saying somebody just posted an ad here on QRZ for an LA1 Cape House Star the amp. That's a nice amplifier, 2,500, and they're in New Jersey, and I think it's going for almost close to 4,000.
And he wants 2,500. That is a good amp.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Yeah.
It is, because the price of these Ameritrons, they're going out of business now. The MFJ is gone.
And you know, that's the remote tuner that I'm using, that outdoor MFJ tuner. So I bought a second one, and I got it in the box in case this one ever goes.
Stockpile. Yeah, they're not in business. They're out of business now. I think they folded.
They did. I think they're still selling inventory, and they said they still got someone answering the phone for service. But yeah, that's not going to be long-lived.
Yeah, sign of the times. Hopefully HRO and DX Engineering and what's the other one? DX Engineering is HRO. There's a few of them left. Gigaparts, MCD or something down there in Texas. There's only a few left. I remember years ago when I got my ticket, man, QST magazine, there was at least 50 or 60 dealers.
I'm 44, and I got licensed when I was 13. So what was that? That was in 92 or 93. And even I remember local stores on Long Island. There were 2 or 3 of them. There's none now.
Well, you actually had local stores. The most local is when I lived in New York was Barry's in Manhattan, and then you had to go. And then the next local store was Lentini up in Newington, Connecticut. That was about an hour drive from New York.
Lentini I knew, and then in Huntington Station on the island, there was PM Electronics, and then there was BC Electronics, both of them in Huntington Station where I grew up. So I had 2 ham radio stores as a kid right down the road.
Wow, now forget it. It changed so much. The prices have gone up and all these amplifiers. It's insane how I bought this in 2017. I bought this AL80B that I have sitting here. It's not on now, but the AL80B for $1,095. I think $1,195 or $1,095. Don't quote me, but it was either one of those numbers. That was in 2017, 2018. Now, what are they going for? I think it's $2,700. It's insane.
I think over the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a reduction in the amplifier price. I think this is their final hurrah. Like, you know, with the price of the Mercury and the price of the Lux compared to like an Expert amp or any of these Power Geniuses or any of that crap. I'm on a VK3 amp. This thing will do 2.2, 2.4K, fully automatic, fully built, tested, and delivered. It was $3,600. So and that was from Australia, right? So the prices, I think, the LD Moss is going to bring. It's going to force the market to bring the prices down. But I think you got another like 2 years of this outrageous pricing.
Yeah, well, usually, you know, in my lifetime, I've never witnessed prices come down. It's always gone up. It stayed that way. They figure they have it there, they're going to keep it there. It's greed, man. But the only thing we could fight against it is just don't buy it. Just don't buy anything. Just buy food. Put gas in your car and buy food and don't buy anything. If everybody did that, then, you know, maybe the economy would change.
Well, yeah, you'd have deflation then. Supply and demand would force prices down if no one was buying, which deflation is very, very, very rare. Like you said, once, you know, everyone's like, oh, inflation's coming down. Yeah, that's great. That just means they're not going to go up anymore, but they're going to stay where they are.
Yeah, that's no bargain either. Anyway, yeah, you're sounding excellent. Everybody on the frequency has really nice audio, Mike, and the group out here. I rarely hear you guys much. I think you guys stay on 80 more than here on 40.
This time, yeah, I'm normally down on 80, but I didn't even check 80. I came here first and I heard all you guys, so here I am. KB2 UKA.
I got into your chat room and said hello to everybody, Dougie.
Oh, I'm not even monitoring it. Hold on. What's up, Mikey? We are live. What's up, Mohammed? All right, what do we got? We got 5 people watching. Yeah, guys, if you want to hear your audio, just put my call into YouTube or Google. I'm live streaming right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it'll be up there forever, so you don't have to listen to it now. And I turned it on as soon as I got here, so you guys are right in the beginning of the video.
Okay, well, I won't sue you for copyright infringement. You could take me.
Unfortunately, we're on public airwaves.
That's right.
Tony, the amp that you're hearing me on now, this amp here is the one I built.
Oh, you built that one?
Yeah, if you type in my call on QRZ, you'll see it there. There's a few. If you type in my call on YouTube, it's up there as well.
Oh, you still got that Hermes too, or whatever it was?
I got 2 Hermes, yes. I got a portable Hermes, which is called a Hermes Pi that I built, which is also on a video, and a Hermes here that's in the shack that I'm running on Thetis with my Aries amplifier.
That's a pretty decent amp?
This is the amp that I designed.
Well, I got to check it out.
He did a great job, man. And that goes to the point, you know, the LD MOS devices, they're really plug and play. It's going to be, you know, of course, one guy building it, it takes time. But they could get these things, you know, if you got 10 people cranking them out, you could do it at a much cheaper price than these other amps are being built. So, yeah, I think the prices come down over time.
That's great.
Man, I had to do some mathematics as far as the airflow goes, but yeah, we got it down.
What, after you built it or while you were building it?
No, after I built it, yeah, I came across some things that needed to be corrected, so I added some other stuff, some updates, which I'm going to do in my next video, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep. All right. Well, you sound great. You're booming in here. And you seem to have fixed the pure signal issue.
I put a 10 dB pad on the RF sampler going into the Hermes, and that corrected it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So it needed to be attenuated a little bit. I downloaded Richie's new update, Development 3 of Thetis. I did that this morning. It's running fine. And I think they have the patch out for the Hermes, right?
I believe so, yeah.
You did the update. Did you have to play around with your receive?
You know what? Everyone had to play around. I didn't. I'm actually worried that I didn't have to. So I rebooted the computer. I reset. If you go to options, where is it? If you go to general, and then options 2, all the way on the right, it says noise floor. There's 3 reset buttons. I click those. Mine's still set on 20. If I bring it down to, if I bring the auto AGC RX1 down to like 5 or 6 or 3, it's too damn loud. So I left it on. Sorry, I unkeyed. I left it on 20.
2 or 3.
Yeah, mine's still on 20. Everyone I spoke to said they had to adjust it.
The MK2 or 3?
MK 2.5. So mine still says MK2, but I'm the second chipset.
Very good. I'm running the 3, and I had to play with the receive. All right, just curious.
It's going to drive me nuts. So what I'm probably going to do, it could be a database thing. I might wipe it with Revo and then do a full fresh reboot. I don't do any of the audio processing in Thetis. It's all outboard, so I could lose all that. That's fine. I'll just start over.
Very good. I take it everyone's running VAC, right?
Roger.
Yeah, I went into the radio. I'm going to go back to the VAC now, into DDX.
Hey, John, what PC are you running with your Hermes?
I7.
Okay. All right. Very good.
You clipping or anything?
I don't know if I heard just like very little bit on the edge, like very not noticeable, but to my trained ear, yeah. But I mean, it's minute, very minute. You could hear a little bit more on Richie, but that's why I asked. I'm running an i9, fully souped up. It's for gaming, but I use it for SDR.
I'm on a Ryzen 7. It was built for gaming too. Ryzen 7, 2070 Super GPU, 64 gigs of RAM, and I'm getting, which is actually, I noticed it's spiking over the last few weeks. Well, I'm running OBS right now, so okay. So with OBS running, I'm at 14% CPU usage. So I like having that under 10. It might be, this computer's now approaching 5 years. So we might build something maybe in the fall.
Okay, very good. I'm at 13% CPU usage. I built this machine myself. It's an i9 in an NZXT case. I'm running a cooling system in there as well, and it's 13 Gen, 64 gig. And I'm running a Rogue video card as well. So, and that has about 12 gigs on board.
All right, Roger. Well, okay. So then I don't feel so bad. If the Ryzen 7, I'm doing 14%, and that's with OBS. So without OBS, I think I'm around 11 or 12.
Yeah, mine fluctuates. It goes from 13 to 14 CPU usage. So you're right in the ballpark. That's very good. And you have no clipping and nothing on you.
All right, Roger. Good. Now I just got to figure out why I didn't have to adjust my AGC. You're the third person to tell me that. So far, everyone who's updated had to adjust it.
When I did it, I was like, uh-oh, something went wrong here. I'm not receiving nothing.
Yep, that's what they all said. One guy said he thought his antenna snapped. The only thing I could think of is I'm running Protocol 2, and if you're on a Mark III, you know the fiasco that was. So I finally got maybe about 6 months ago, I got a stable version working. So maybe it's the version of Protocol 2 I'm running. Maybe it just didn't take with the update.
What Protocol 2 are you running? Because when I updated this one to Protocol 2, I had clicking in my audio, so I went back down to 1.
So I don't remember. Well, I could tell you the version, but all the versions are the same number. But then there's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. They made 4 of them. Remember, in January or December, somebody made another update, and that's the one I'm running. I don't remember. I think it's version Charlie. So it's Protocol 2, which is 2.2.3. I think version Charlie.
All right, and you said the release date was sometime around January?
Late 23, early 24.
All right, I'll check into that. All right, very good. Thanks a lot.
No problem. That's the only thing I think it could be. That the protocol, but whatever. You know, it still works. It works.
You got version 2.5, right, on your MK3 2.5, so maybe that's why. I don't know. You're the first person I heard who didn't have to adjust to receive, though.
Yep. So what I'll do is, when I'm bored, I'm going to wipe Thetis and start fresh and see what happens.
That is correct, because you used the old database.
Yeah, but so did everyone else, Richie. No one else. I didn't speak to anyone who wiped it clean, and they all had to adjust it. So I'll wipe it clean, and then it'll take.
Yeah, use the Revo on installer, and get rid of all the registries, reboot the computer, and install fresh. Just take photos of your settings, your EQ settings, and this way you can always pop them back in.
Yeah, I've done it a dozen times. I've got Revo here. It's a great piece of software. That's what I'll do. I'll wipe it clean, maybe one night this week. And and I don't even have EQ. I don't have any EQ in Thetis. It's all the other settings. And then I'll just take pictures of it. I've done it before. Good to hear you, Rich. Booming in.
Database, which initiated all the old programming, so anything new that he did is being overrun by your database, and it's not allowing the new stuff to work. That's why. I've done it. I already know. I've done it. Makes a big difference.
The other thing I could try, if you go into the Open HPSDR folder, I could delete the database file, open up Thetis, see what happens, and then import my old database. It might just keep.
No, you can't import the old one. The old one has instructions for the previous version. It'll overwrite.
All right, so I'm wondering why these other guys were able to do it without wiping it.
But they did, and they didn't import. They didn't use their old database.
I did a complete wipe.
Okay. But I got all these pretty colors on the screen. Now I got to redo all that crap.
Funny, I just looked at your YouTube. It's pretty much the same screen I'm looking at. I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, and then sometimes I like to collapse it where it's just really the spectrum, and it gets rid of all the other crap on the page.
It took me about an hour and a half to redo it last night, Doug.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna wipe her clean for the 100th time.
But before you do that Open HPSDR, don't erase it. You're gonna uninstall the program, and it's gonna leave that Open HPSDR folder, right? You're gonna rename it. You're gonna rename it 210.3 whatever version, and then you're gonna put old. But you're gonna rename it so it don't say Open HPSDR. You could save it. So if you want to go back and install the previous version, then you just rename that folder to Open HPSDR, you're done.
That's interesting because I usually wipe that folder separately with Revo, because if you don't wipe it, you don't get the sequencing that happens when you first install Thetis. But you're saying if I rename it, it won't know it's there and it'll sequence.
Well, you're talking about the FTT planning, right? That's what you're talking about. Yeah, but if it don't do FTT planning, that's a heads up right there that it's reading the old files, that it's not updating and redoing the FTT planning. That's because the database is already in there. So when you did the new install, it just opened up and pretty much everything was ready to go.
Yeah. No. I didn't wipe anything today. I'm saying in the past, if I don't wipe the open HPSDR folder, it won't do the FTT planning. But you're saying to rename it. So if I rename it, it won't find it, and then it will do the FTT, correct?
That is correct. And then you could always go back a version. If you don't like the newer version, you want to go back an older. I have all the versions. I saved them all. At any given time, I just do a Revo on the main program, and then I could let it install, and then I just click on my old version. I copy and paste the 4 folders: meters, skins, and the HL2 and the HL64. The Thetis 64. One's for Hermes Light 2, and one is for the 7,000, when you're not running the patch. But yeah, I just copy the 4 folders, paste them in, overwrite it. I'm back to where I started on an old version. But the new version, you got to always make the new version. Always start fresh.
All right, yeah, I'm going to do it because Richie never says to do that. He always says just do regular uninstall and install this damn thing over everything else. And normally I get all the updates. This time I didn't get it. But and I always leave my database. But it's good. I haven't done a full wipe in about 8-9 months, so it's time anyway. KB2 UKA at the 20.
Well, that was the other issue I was telling these guys. They don't set up like when you select the radio. Everything should be pre-configured. Everything. Delays, buffer sizes, everything that's optimal. The reason he don't do it is because he doesn't own every radio to pre-program it, and he doesn't know what kind of computer you're using. Some people are using Windows 7. He had to rewrite the software so it would accept the old net frame. Yeah, it's crazy. And if your computer's too slow, he can't give you the big buffer sizes. You'd have too much lag. So that's why he don't do it. It's up to you to do it, but there's no instructions to tell you. Now, you look at the instructions they put in there. You type in, let's say, buffer size. Well, it gives you a description, but it doesn't tell you how it works and what you need to do.
Yeah, and then, I got to look at my buffer size, but a lot of that's trial and error, and that's from years of using this software. That's the photos I got to take, because I've adjusted all that crap over the years. And then every time I wipe Thetis, I have to go back to the photos. But I'm sure I've made changes in the last 10 months. So yeah, I'll take photos of all of it. And then you got your pure signal adjustments, your RX bypass, all that crap's got to be written down or photo taken.
Yeah, but now remember, you're not using the old RX bypass of standard 20 anymore. It's going to read 0. I put 3 on a quiet band. On a noisy band, I go to 6, which brings the delta above the noise floor, so I don't have to hear all the stations. But every once in a while, we get a bad band where the band is dead quiet and you can't hear anybody. You have to drop it from 6 to 0 in order to pull somebody out that you really can't hear. But otherwise, normally 3 or 6, and then the gain. Max gain is 14, not 20.
The gain or the step in the AGC RX1 AGC step? No.
I'm in the ALC AGC menu, right? On one side, you have RX1, RX2. That's the one that was 20. You set that to 3 or 6. And over to the left side of the menu, where it says max gain, I'm not sure, but it's set at 20. That's the standard. 14. For the 7,000, it's 14.
All right, yeah, you told me that this morning. All right, and that's why when I did it, it sounded like crap because I'm in the old database. So yeah, I'm gonna wipe it maybe tomorrow night. I want to talk tonight, so I'm not gonna wipe it now. You know that takes like 30 minutes for the FFT. But yeah, so I'll get that all fixed this week.
No problem, Doug. But I just want to give you the heads up. And I did it like I said, about 2 a.m. last night. I saw he posted Richie posted a new developer version 3. At first, I thought it was 3, a final version, but developer 3, and yeah, I put it in, and I had to redo the whole thing. But it took I don't know, maybe an hour and a half.
Yep. That's usually what it is, all in, and then adjusting everything. All right, cool, man. All right, let me drop it here for a second, give some of the other guys a chance. KB2UKA live on YouTube.
Yeah, hey, WZ2P, I'm back. Hello, Doug. I'm just checking in, guys.
What's up, Richie?
Nothing much. I was having some audio issues. I think my mic gain slider also got nudged somehow, some way. But anyway, Richie, we don't need to go any further, but just a quick, I don't need a recording. Just what do you think? Is it a little clearer now or no?
Yeah, a little clearer. You took, I think you might have took too much bass out, but just put a nudge back. But good. Ask Mike and Doug and the other guys.
It sounds very clear, Richie. I had to look at I have the pan adapter zoomed in right now, and I'm also on YouTube, so if you want to hear it, just go to my channel. There's like no energy from like 0 to like 500-600.
What's your channel, bro?
Just my call sign, KB2UKA.
There you go, into MDX.
Rich, you copy me?
Yeah, well, I think I figured out what the popping is. Did I pop it all when I was talking with Doug? Is that all gone now? I was running both RXs at 384 instead of the
What's
192 because I'm only running Protocol 1.
I didn't hear. I heard a little digital squiggly in there, but I think it's gone.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything that time, Richie.
Yeah, good. I think I got it. That was it. Now I gotta redo my nephew's Pi because I copied the SD card. Now I gotta go in there and redo it. And I'm not using the Thetis for you guys out there that want to know what I'm using. I'm using Pi HP SDR. It's running on the Raspberry Pi computer, Raspberry Pi operating system. It's running the like a Linux type version software. It's running pure signal NR2. It doesn't have a fancy EQ. We got them up to 6 band. It originally was a 3. He gave me 6 now. And, it's pretty good. I mean, it's got the dual receive RX1, RX2, and it's pretty nice. I mean, it's, for a stripped down version of Thetis, not bad to run on a $60 computer.
Well, it's at the point now, Richie, where I can't tell what you're on. So you've got that one zeroed in. It sounds like the Thetis pretty much.
Okay, well, I'll go back to Thetis in a little while. I'll put the other computer on, and I'll go to that one. Then you could tell me right away. You'll know right away. But I did touch up the EQ for the last time. I don't want to do it no more. I'm getting tired. It's just you get to the point where you really can't do anything anymore. You're going back and forth.
Yep. You hit a point of maximum efficiency, and you can't become any more efficient. N2MDX, you still in there?
Yeah, I'll get it done.
No, just seeing if you're still in there. And John's still in there, and Tony?
Yeah, I'm in here.
N2DDX, we're still here.
K2BI.
All right, beautiful, good. The whole crew's there. All right, good, guys. I'm going to step to the side for about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. KB2 UKA.
Got a love-hate relation between this and this Yaesu 101, man. I tell you, it's just, I don't know, man. All my other radios, I got a bunch of them. They're so easy to just maneuver. And this thing is like AMC, and I just can't get this audio right.
Is that Tony?
Yeah.
Tony, a lot of people say a lot of different things. AMC, 60%. That's where the radio runs the cleanest. Mic gain, I don't know what kind of mic, but you're using IHY stuff. The IHY is that output is so sensitive, it puts a lot of gain, it overloads the radio, so that's why you sound like you're very loud, overmodulated. You need to put a pad between, and you're going into the mic jack, I presume, or the data jack in the back, but you need to put about a 30 dB pad, audio attenuator pad in there to knock down the gain. Otherwise, you just barely crack that IHY output, and it just overloads it.
I noticed that. Yeah, you got to barely crack it, and it is lighting up the red. However, on the radio, it's not. Another thing is, I'm running it on TTBF, which is supposed to be 4K. I don't think I want to run it in 4K. I don't think that sounds good. I want to get it back to 3K, but I know there's 3 buttons you got to hold in. I just forgot which ones they are.
Get power, noise reduction.
I don't know if it's
DNF.
NR and DNF or DNR or the lock button. I forget, but it's one of those two on the power up. But no, you want TTBF, so you get the higher range of the frequency. You want the 4K.
All right, well, we'll leave it in the 4K then. Yeah. All right, yeah, I just thought it would be cleaner with 3K, but yeah, we'll leave it at 4, and I'm going to just get out of this menu. And yeah, I'm looking at it right now, getting good deflection. However, on the radio itself, the ALC isn't moving at all. Usually, I like to see the ALC go at least 50%, and it's not even moving, yet I'm probably very loud. I don't know what's happening with the ALC meter on the radio.
Have it on ALC. Do you have to share between compression, ALC, or AMC? Because in the menu, there's a button you would select for AMC, then you have to select, I don't know, it's comp and AMC. I'm sorry, it's been so long. ALC should always be there. So yeah, look at your comp setting. If you're running comp, compression, how much dB of compression do you want? You want it to average around 5.
Well, yeah, I can check that out on the meter now. Now, I'm not running the radio's processor. I am running, let me see, compression. Testing 1, 2, 3. The compression is going all the way up to 25. When I key up, it just goes past 20 dB.
Yeah, it is.
It goes past 20, but it doesn't move. It's just like when I key up, it just slams to the right. Something's weird.
On the audio, turn down the compression level. I think what did we run at compression? I'm trying. You see, Tony, you gotta forgive me. It's been over a year since I used that radio. But the mic gain should be around 20, between 20 and 25. The AMC at 60. Everybody's gonna tell you 100. Listen, I used the radio. You got the 100-watt model. I had the 100-watt model. 60 is where you want the AMC, and that's where the radio was the cleanest. And you want compression. I forget where the compression was, to be honest.
I just have it Man, thing shoots right up.
It was
Let me
around
shut it
10.
down. Hello, testing. Yeah, it's like 25 dB of compression, and I have it all the way down on the EQ Plus. Something's really weird here. I got that setting at the AMC, I got it 60, and I got the mic gain at 25. When I key up, the compression slams to the right past 25 dB.
Wait, on your audio box or on the radio? Because you sound better whatever you just did.
On the radio. On the radio, I'm looking at the compression meter on the radio, and it's past 25 dB. When I talk, it goes all the way to the end. However, the ALC on the meter on the radio doesn't move. It's wonky.
Richie, tell him how to adjust. It sounds like he adjusted the compression, right?
But turning the compression level down on the radio and get that to where it averages at 5 dB.
FYI, a Mercury 3 just went up for sale on QRZ.
Great amplifier if you're running a Hermes.
It's radio.
Yeah, it just went up. That guy wants 2,700.
Compression down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell the EQ Plus, because I think that's part of the problem. The EQ Plus compression is all the way down. The compression on the radio is off. I don't have the compression. I'm running AMC, not compression.
What's AMC, guys?
Automatic mic controller, some crap like that.
Is it a processor?
Nah, it's supposed to be something so you
it's a
limit your
limiter.
audio so you
It
don't
allows
go into
the
a
radio to go into full output, or you could hold it back.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of IHY stuff. All it does is just pump the audio into the audio circuit at the front of the radio. Never a fan.
Let me shut the switch off altogether. All right, now that I shut the switch off,
Say,
all
but
the way
best thing
down.
to do is put that thing back in the box.
My gain is at 25. Compression is it's just crazy high. And I'm not even running compression. It's probably, let me see, my gain all the way down. I'm gonna take the AMC and I'm gonna run the AMC down to 20. Now, whatever I do, my gain is at 12. Compression slams to the right.
So that, so when you lowered the AMC, your audio's getting lower but cleaner. I'm not convinced that you have compression on. I think maybe the meter is wrong.
Yeah, the meter on
Well,
radio.
if the compression is off, it may go all the way over. It may not work. Maybe that's what he's saying. I don't know. It's been too long. I haven't used the radio over a year. But turn the compression on and make the adjustment. I think that's by the mic gain power button, the AMC. You push it in to turn it on.
That's correct there, Richie.
Yeah, but you doubled with him. He's still talking, I think.
We go. Now the AMC, I'm going to bring it all the way up the other way. Okay, AMC at 100 now. Now the ALC is moving, and I'm running about 10 dB of compression. This is probably the way, but the AMC now is at 100.
Yeah, well, because you turned the compression on, the compression wasn't on. So it went full scale. It wasn't working because you didn't engage it. Now bring the AMC back to 60. It'll lower the ALC. Set your compression so it averages around 5. Leave your mic gain between 20 and 25.
That's 60 right there. Now the compression's way up. Mic gain at 20. I'm going to go to mic gain at 20. Compression's off the chart. Compression on the EQ Plus is in the off position. Off. The compression on the EQ Plus is off. So now, why am I getting 25 dB of compression and no ALC now with the compression on the EQ Plus off? I'll switch it on, all right, and I'll have it up, like crack it open. Now the compression is switched on the EQ Plus. I'm probably like distorted.
You're not yet. What if you're really running? I would shut the compression off on the box. If you're running 25 dB of compression in the radio, your ALC would be compressed. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't see a lot of movement. Richie, how do you turn compression on and off on that radio?
Push the button
Yeah,
where it says mic gain button, and I think AMC or ALC. you push that button. You push the inner control.
Yeah, when I do that, it goes into keyer mode and it keys up the radio. I'll do it. Watch.
It'd be process level, wouldn't it?
Yeah, doesn't Yaesu call compression processor?
He's stuck in transmit now.
What's he run? The 101?
Yeah.
That really
it
sucks.
should be,
if I hit
if
that
it's anything
middle
like the
button
DX10, it should be
on the
process
upper right-hand
level.
corner, it says Mike
And
Speed,
just shut that off.
processor, pitch, keyer. If I hit that middle button, it keys up in CW, I guess it sends a tone, I don't know. There's no way to unkey it or shut it off. Even if I unkey the microphone, it still stays keyed up. The only way to go back and shut it off is to shut the radio off and put it back on. This radio's a friggin' joke, I tell you.
Well, it's not a button you push. It's the knob, the center knob, where it says mic. I think it's the top right corner. You got the outer ring for AMC, and you got the inner for mic level, I think it is. But if you push that inner one, the mic, you push it, the red light comes on. That turns comp on and off.
No. If I push that middle button in the upper right-hand corner, it says processor, keyer, mic, it goes into keyer. I don't know why. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's set for keyer, not processor.
And then I got to shut the radio
Yep, that's why.
to get the receiver to come back on. That button you're talking about, maybe, yeah, it's supposed to show you compression and AMC, but it doesn't. Maybe I could do it through the menu of the radio, but not through anything else, because if I hit that button, that mic speed, the double button, you know, the outer ring and the inner ring, if the inner button, I push it in, it keys it up. It goes into keyer mode.
Right, yeah, Mike is right and Doug is right. Yeah, in the menu, somebody changed it. So in one of the menu settings, you could fix that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do that right now. I don't want to bore you guys. But, yeah, I'm going to go into the menu now, and I'm going to see what the heck is going on. And, yeah, I'm running, it says on the microphone. The only way I could get this compression down is if I go the AMC to 100. And then all of a sudden, the compression goes down to 5 dB, and the ALC is at 50%.
You know something else you could do? Not now, but later on tonight when you get time, when you're not talking, you could do a factory reset, and that'll reset all the buttons, all the positions, and you could start fresh.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to resort to. But, yeah, I appreciate it, guys, all your help and input. I really do.
Richie, does that radio have a CS button?
You know, Fred, it's been so long. It's been over a year. I forgot. I don't know.
No, it doesn't. It's not like the FTDX-3000, no.
Okay, all right, I wasn't sure, because I got the FTDX-10. I have a CS button, and if I long press that, the menu comes up, and then I can select within that menu what I want that outer ring to control.
Kilo Delta Charlie.
Hello, Fred. How you doing? It's Doug. Kilo Delta Charlie, go ahead.
Hello there. Just put up an antenna. Just trying to get a signal report here. I heard you guys in pretty strong, 20 over. KB2KDC, I'm here in Northwest Jersey.
All right, this is Doug, KB2 UKA, Long Island, 50 miles east of Manhattan. I glanced at it for a second. You're 15 or 20 over. You booming in here local.
Okay, very good. Had a DX Alpha, I think it's a parallel dipole. Just put it up with a friend helped me put it up, and I'm running a 7610 here. I just got this about a week ago, so far so good. and just want to make sure the audio settings are okay. I'm just using the handheld mic. I have to get another mic for this here. Over.
You're 2.7 wide, and I haven't been on a conventional radio in many, many years. But it sounds like it's slightly off frequency. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I was wondering how he got all that low frequency in there. I'm saying to myself, all right, that's the 7610, just right? The 7610, I believe he said. Great radio, good radio. Yeah, look at your clarifier, your transmit, your T. Make sure, none of that is engaged. Where if you tune in, you may be off a little. But yeah, you got a lot of bass in there. I don't know how you got that much bass in there.
Yeah, check the XIT or the RIT or the other stuff Richie mentioned. You're a tiny bit off frequency, and that radio should be dead on. So it's got to be a setting.
Okay, how's this here? I'm on 7222. I believe that's what you guys are on. I think I was receiving off a little bit too as well.
Wow, a completely different person. Holy crap. Yes, now you're on frequency.
You're good now, but you're very narrow. You're on a very narrow filter. So you need to widen your filter a little bit, the transmit filter.
Yeah, transmit bandwidth, I think I have it set at medium, but I'm not even sure where to look. But thanks for letting me know. Definitely appreciate that. Maybe it has something to do with the handheld mic as well?
No. So you're coming up 2.7K wide. If that's medium, that sounds right. Probably wide would be like 2.9 or 3, I would think.
Like you set up for DX?
Yeah, you're in a good DX profile right now, but I think you try to find the wide button. That'll put you like right near 3K.
Okay, I'm gonna look for it real quick here.
Yeah, come back when you think you found it. I'd be interested to hear the difference. KB2 UKA.
And over in Central Jersey, N2 DDX.
Yeah, what a nice crew in here tonight. N2 MDX.
Yeah, it's a great bunch of guys, great QSO.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody helping one another. Just talking about radio stuff. It's great.
I don't want to go to work tomorrow. How about that one?
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. I just broke this the RC10S, the Meritron antenna switching system thing I told you I bought. I just got the 4-conductor cable for it, and I just purchased, I think it was 25 feet or 40 feet of ABR LMR 400 low loss flexible cable. So I just have one, and I'll put that. I'm not going to put it outside though, Doug, like you did. I'm going to keep it in the garage, but to the far back wall. Only because I don't want the device outside. I'd rather just go right in the garage if I have to mess with it,
Yeah, I'm not using a switch. I have no switch. I have the tuner outside. But the switch I'd be interested in because I think I want to. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. I got to run that separate anyway because I think I'm going to put a long wire with a 9-to-1 up in the fall when the leaves fall for 160 meter. But no, you're talking about an antenna switch, right?
Yeah, I know you have the tuner outside. Yeah, my tuner's inside. What I'm going to do is, since this says a Meritron, I'm going to pop open this case and make sure everything's intact.
Bro, I did the same thing with the tuner, with the MFJ tuner. Even the second one, the backup I bought, I opened up the box and I looked at it first. And these two were okay. The first one I owned, when I was at the old QTH with the vertical, that one I had to tighten everything and it was okay. But yeah, you got to check that with them.
This is cool. This is an 8-position switch, and I got about 6 antennas out there, so it works good for me.
Is that the auto one or the wired one, Mikey?
It's the wired one, which is fine. And I feel like this knob is, I don't know. I gotta open this up, make sure everything's intact here. You know, John?
Yeah. I've been running the 4 auto one for about 2 years now. I picked it up at Hamfest at a good deal. It's, it works, but every now and then you got to tighten something up,
Now, on the auto one, is it, so I'm not familiar. How does it work?
Guess it shoves voltage through the coax, and when you switch antennas, it switches.
Yeah, I know, but auto, when you say auto, what is it autoing from where?
Oh, outside. I have it outside, and I have the antennas connect to it, and then the box is in here.
Because similar to what I got here.
Absolutely, yep. Without the extra wire.
Ah, okay, very good.
At an AM broadcast station, I heard.
I don't know what their schedule is. They usually were here by now or tuning up, but maybe they go off the air for the summer. I haven't seen them like in the last few weeks.
I thought I just heard something.
No, you did, but I don't think it was broadcast. I think it was somebody on AM screwing around.
Yep, a lot of them lately.
Oh, they get triggered very easily, especially when you're talking about audio.
That gentleman find the wide setting in that Icom?
I didn't catch his call. Jersey station with the 7610. You still there?
I must have bought one of them.
You know, Icom makes a good radio for the most part. I'm interested. My money on their August announcement is they're going to release like an M version of Flex, but for Icom. They're going to release a full SDR with a screen and knobs and controls. And I think it's good for the hobby if they do. I just hope if they do that, they let the damn thing go wider than 3K.
I thought that at first. Now I'm thinking it's like their top line radio, just maybe a 200-watt version of it.
What, that one that's like 16 grand?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do that too. What's the price? Did the price for the PW2 come out?
Yeah, it's $9,000.
That I know of, but I don't know. See, I can't see them doing SDR if they're going to go 2.9.
Well, I hope they don't. Holy crap, Mike. It's a $9,000 1 kilowatt amp.
I was just kidding. Is that really the price?
Well, the original price, the rumor was the thing was going to be like 18 grand.
Yeah, I seen that in Euro exchange, whatever, but it's in Tokyo right now, right?
I don't know if it's released yet.
I thought it was released in Tokyo already, but I could be wrong. I'll tell you right now, they already put the updates on the 7610 to accept the PW2. I think you've seen that, right?
Yes, that I've seen. And remember, the pure signal is not what we're doing. It's digital pure signal. So it's going to sample it and then correct it digitally.
I have a question. Flex get pure signal first or the noise blanker?
Well, yeah, these guys have been waiting, they're supposed to release it in August of 25. I just, I think they've got some balls releasing that radio last month at Dayton. They would have sold so many more if they would have waited and had the software ready to go with the radio and said, ta-da, here's how it works. You click this button, boom, you have pure signal. These guys, people have been waiting a long time for that smart SCR to update.
I'm allowed to say it. I have a 64M, so I'm allowed to talk the crap.
I had a 6600 and it sat here for 7-8 months. I bought it. I actually like Smart SDR. I like the multiple slices, but I ended up just using it for FT8, and I was using it on a Mac, and the Mac Smart SDR, all that crap is built in. It's awesome. You want FT8, you don't have to go outside to JTDX or W or any of that stuff. It's all the tools are built in. Click FT8, the whole radio transforms into an FT8 machine. And I'm like, you know what? Let me sell it. And I sold it, and I got almost all my money back. So when they come out with the update, I might get an 8000. I like the radios.
All right, well, I'll try to talk you out of it. Yeah, that's basically what my Flex is now, an FT8 machine. Ready, that's about it.
I'll be right back. My dog is going crazy.
And there was nothing cooler, I will say, there's nothing cooler than driving in your car or your truck and connecting to the Bluetooth microphone and talking on the damn radio. That was pretty cool.
I used to be at work all the time doing 10 meters, you know. I love that. That was the best part of it, the remote. Yep.
Yeah, I have a little hotspot that I sometimes use with my Icom handheld for DSAR. I throw that in the passenger seat, connect my phone to the hotspot because it's better than the Wi-Fi that's in the car. And I was talking on 7222 on the mobile. It was great.
Yep, definitely can't beat it. Yeah, I do like the Flex. I do like it. I like the M model with the face, you know. But I'm a little after, you know, the Anon now with the software upgrades and how they take care of everything and basically everything works and I can tweak it to my liking. It's hard to go back.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I've seen some guys doing ESSB on Flexes, and my buddy Bill, K1WIL, he's got an oscilloscope hooked up to the output coax, and he runs the cleanest Flex I've ever seen. But he also doesn't go over 400 watts with the amp. And it can be done, but if you're running legal limit and you're running like compression and all this audio gear, they splatter a lot. So hopefully they do release this adaptive pre-distortion update. I think it'll be good for the hobby.
Well,
I got a nice Flex 6600 for sale. I'll make someone a really good deal.
What's up, Chris? I just sold mine a couple of months ago.
I know, and I got one even better than yours. You know, it's breaker 19 ready. It's good to go, and out the door, 4,000.
You know what, Chris? You know what happened? Doug had the inside that they were releasing the 8000s. You missed the boat. You should have put it up for sale before they released the 8000s.
Yeah, I've had it for sale for months. And, yeah, not a lot of interest in that radio. But anyway, it's here. It's brand new in the box. You know, we've got the rack ears. It's got the Mars mod. I mean, it's a nice radio. Just, I like the Anon. Anyway, good evening. KZ2N.
Let me tell you something. When I listed it, I thought it took 3 or 4 weeks to get somebody to buy it. So I actually was a little worried. I'm like, this damn thing's never going to sell. And I forgot, where did I sell it? I sold it on eBay. Someone bought it on eBay.
Oh, I never thought about putting it on eBay. Anyway, just woke up from a nice little nap and watching some NASCAR. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand my YouTube TV, but I'm watching NASCAR nevertheless. But all right, guys, just listening in. Yeah, 40 is playing good now, isn't it?
Back to the I shall be right back into DDX.
Come on back. All right, is the gentleman with the 7610 from northern New Jersey still out there? Oh, man, I really wanted to hear that on the wide setting.
But they sound good. Do you ever hear Benny? Benny in the city, he sounds awesome. All those guys on the Icom sound great. Chris, what track are they racing at?
Oh, it's a really cool one. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350. This track is just hairy. A lot of crack ups.
State are they racing in?
It's the Toyota. I'm just looking at the caption. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a little bit more detail about that. That's all I know. It's the Toyota Save Mart 350, and beyond that, not really abridged of all that information.
A road track or an oval track?
Oh no, it's like an Indy car track. You know, all kinds of turns and twists, and yeah, I mean, there's been crack ups galore.
So they're either in Sonoma, California, or Watkins Glen, New York.
Yeah, I got the sound off. That's how I watch. I don't have the sound on, but there's a lot of action on this track. It's like bumper car. I mean, it's like bumper cars, literally. I mean, the guys have to be pretty aggravated. I mean, there was just a huge smash up just now.
Chris. But if they mention what track, let me know.
On QRZ, Flex 6600. It's got the rack ears. Put it in your rack. It's got the extended transmit board. All that's a key feature for a Flex to have extended. The Mars mod. It's got that. What else do I got with it? I throw in even the remote switch. I throw a custom remote switch in with it. Man, it's a good deal. If you're a Flex fan, it's a good deal.
I'm waiting on my Italian SDR.
Kilo Charlie 1 Fox Yankee Fox.
Oh, Jay, where you been, Jay?
Oh, here, there, and everywhere. I've been on 40 meters.
What's up, Jay? Sounding good up in New York.
Hey, how you doing? You sound good here on New Hampshire.
Yeah, you're booming in 15 over. Sounding great.
Hey, roger that. So how are things going over there in Port Jefferson?
Well, they could be better, but I'm surviving, Jay. Thanks for asking.
All right, well, good enough, right? It's better to be on this side of the ground than the other side of the ground.
And hello, Jay. How you doing, my buddy? Long time no hear. KC2ZUR. Good to hear you.
Hey, it's KC2ZUR. And what are you doing there? You sound kind of funny tonight. You got kind of echoey.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on this pie thing, and I think I got it all messed up. But, yeah, thanks, Jay. I don't know what I'm doing. This thing's not working right.
Just hit it with a hammer.
Richie.
You guys have?
Rich, hold on. Let me see if I have it.
Even though this thing's not working right, I guess I did something. I changed the audio path. Hold on.
Rich, here's what it sounds like. It sounds good. It's the best way. It's definitely a digital thing. It sounds like you have phlegm in your throat, but you don't. So it's like it's sputtering a tiny, tiny bit. So there must be like 300 milliseconds of lag. That's all that it is.
There you go. You actually nailed it. That's exactly it, Doug.
Right? Like, that's the best way. Like, he's got phlegm in his throat.
Yeah, and that's not the case, but that's what I've been listening to. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it into MDX.
You see that carrier dead center? I think that's the broadcast warming up. It's probably going to go off soon.
Yeah, is that what it is? I'm over here in the background. I'm listening to you fellas. I'm just cleaning up the workbench for the. I got tools all over the place. So I want to put them all back.
I haven't heard that broadcast station here for about a month and a half.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I literally was just saying that, but then there's that carrier, Jay. So hopefully that's not it. I think maybe, I think you're right. I think they go off the air for the summer.
Or they move to another frequency, one or the other, I don't know. By all rights, they're not supposed to be on this part of the 40-meter band. They're supposed to be up above 7,300. But not all countries listen.
Yeah, you're right about that. When I noticed I got back into the hobby in 2020, and I was off the air for about 7 years. And when I got back into it, I noticed at night, I'm like, what the hell are all these broadcast stations doing in this part of 40 meters? I feel like over the last 10 years, they crept in here.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is nothing. You should have seen it on 40 meter back in the 90s and back in the 80s. It was Broadcast City Central here. All kinds of shortwave stuff.
Interesting. I guess the government politely asked them to move.
Well, they made a deal. They made a deal with the international governing people, and everybody agreed that it was going to be the fact that they could go up above 7,300, and that was fine. But a lot of them just didn't want to move.
Obviously, I'm back into DDX.
Welcome back, KB2 UKA.
Got a Mikey running there.
We're running an RE27 ND about 2 weeks now. If you want to go to sleep, I could tell you the audio chain.
Mikey, yeah, I'm running the RE27 also. Yeah, go ahead. Sure, why not?
Okay, this is called an obsession. All right, here we go. RE27 runs into a Bellari RP520 preamp, tube preamp. From there, it goes into a Behringer Multicom Pro for the noise gate, and I turn on 2 dB of compression just to smooth out the preamp. From the Multicom, it routes to a PreSonus digital mixer. And then the PreSonus digital mixer talks to PreSonus Studio One, which is a digital audio workstation. Inside there, I have one EQ going where I do all subtractive EQ. Then I have a CLA compressor plug-in where I do heavy compression. Then I have a Pultec EQ where I add back the low and the high. Then an Aphex Vintage Exciter. Then a Drummer 1973 multiband compressor. Then I have a Behringer Virtualizer 3D sidechained into the mixer for plating. It then goes back into the mixer. It VACs over into Thetis, and I have CFC audio tools turned on, but there is no level on any of the sliders. They're all set at 0 dB, and I just get about 1 or 2 dB of CFC compression before it sends it out over the air.
All right. That's not an obsession. That's an addiction.
Oh, yeah. I inject Bellaris right in. I mainline them.
Hate to get your electric bill.
And the pool pump is running.
But I got to admit, it does sound good. So, hey, if that's what floats your boat, do it.
It does. And I could do all of this with just the digital mixer. I could do all of this with just a simple audio interface. I spend hours recording and playing back on Kiwi SDR, and I swear to God, going through that Bellari preamp, hitting that tube in there adds a warmth to it that I can't replicate.
You musician by trade?
Nope, not at all. 4 years ago when I got back into the hobby, I didn't even know what ESSB was. And then a couple of guys, I started watching Steve K1GMM, and I got all the rack gear, and then I just went nuts. And I watched hundreds of hours of music recording videos and audio engineering videos. And it probably took a good 4 years to get to this point.
All right, well, congratulations, and I wouldn't touch anything, but I'm sure you're gonna eventually.
That's what 6 months will go by and I'll be like, let's not use any rack gear, and let's use voice meter potato like Chris is running. See, Chris is using one piece of software. He sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, I got potato downloaded. Just never really jumped into it yet, but one rainy, slow day, band's dead, maybe I'll do that.
But Chris has always had good audio. I mean, even before he had the potato.
That's true. Chris, what were you running before voice meter? I think he stepped away.
The Dr. J boxes.
Julius, I take it?
Oh yeah, IHY. And then I had rack gear. And I don't know. I need things simple. No. The voice meter potato into the Anon does a good job. What more do I need?
Where are you getting reverb from? Does voice meter have reverb?
Oh yeah, it's got elaborate reverberation. Oh yeah, reverb and it's an amazing piece of software. It really is. Oh sure, the reverb comes from the everything comes from the potato.
You know, if you took the reverb completely out, you'd sound like one of those 1970s FM broadcast stations that used to play album radio. You know how they had that soft, serious, real super clear voice?
Okay. I remember listening to 95, what was it, 95 WPLJ with Carol Miller. I guess I'm old. Remember that woman, Carol Miller? She used to be the DJ at night. That's when music was really good. KZ2N.
Oh, if you would have said Allison Steele.
God, I remember before I remember going to sleep with the radio playing on the boombox next to the bed. Man, to go back to 1985.
Remember that, putting the little transistor on the pillow?
Yep, doing that. And then in the 80s, I had one of those big fat boom boxes, the dual cassette deck. God. And then in 80, I remember I was a kid. My parents got me a CD player in 86. It was a boombox CD player. And they got me, remember the movie The Lost Boys, the vampire movie? They got my first CD was the Lost Boys soundtrack. And man, that's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, actually, that was just on the other day. I watched that about a week ago. Yeah, good movie.
Oh, great movie and great music in it.
Who remembers Bruce Morrow from WABC Radio FM?
take it no one, because no one answered.
Wow, how old are you guys? You guys are young.
I'm 44.
Yeah, you're just a kid. I'm 66. Something? You're even younger than my oldest son. My oldest son is 46.
Well, to be honest, I'll be 44 in about on June 24th, so I'm technically 43. I'm one of. I should join Youth on the Air, because it's like I'm the youngest guy here, and then there's like 10-year-olds. So I'm still a young guy in ham radio.
Really,
yeah,
I can be an old man, and you can be what is
you
it,
get
kid?
somebody that's been a ham for a while, like me. Although I don't use I don't say it anymore, but you would be considered an old man. They'd say, "Okay, roger that, old man."
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I've been licensed 30 years, so a little over, 32 years, 12 years old.
Yeah, I was licensed when I was 14 back in 1973.
Yep, all right, yeah. Man, I remember my little Radio Shack 2-meter radio. I had a whip up on the vent of the roof. I thought that was great. I remember talking to, or I don't know if I ever made contact with them, but Mir, the space station, I definitely heard them. And then, it's an expensive hobby. It's hard to do when you're a kid, especially in the 90s. So I played around with it a little bit, and then high school came around, and then I obviously had other interests. And then in my mid-20s, I became a general. And then I probably did ham radio from like 25 to 30. Then I got married and had kids. And when my kids was 7 and 8, or 6 and 7, that's when I got back into the hobby. That would have been 2020. My kids are going to be 11 and 10 now this summer.
Roger that. Yeah, I was lucky when I got my first novice license there. I got to use my Elmer's radio equipment, who only lived a short walk away from me, and then I worked after school and saved up I don't know, maybe 8 months, all my money, and I bought myself my first radio, which was a Yaesu FTDX-101 Echo, and then I added on all the parts slowly after that.
That's a great radio. I actually was looking at one. I want to get some old gear. There's one on eBay for $500, tested and working.
Yeah, working, but how well is it working? A lot of those old radios need to be recapped. The tubes are weak, you got to be really careful. So plan on, if you get one, plan on it needing work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and then that's one part of the hobby I never got into was, actually learning how they friggin' work on the inside and repairing them. So that could be a whole nother adventure with service manuals and basic schematic reading and all that crap. But yeah, that's a good part. That's a good thing to know.
Well, yeah, but that's tube equipment. I personally would never open up any of these newer radios. I mean, they're too intricate. And the components in there are so tiny. And then you got two-sided PC boards, you got stuff on the top, stuff on the underneath, then you got stacked PC boards. Back in the days with the tubes, they were easy to work on.
Yeah, just follow the wire.
Yeah, and, everything was big. You can see it. If you had something that needed to be resoldered, you had plenty of room in there to work on it. Oh, yeah. And then we used to go down to the local Liggett's, which was a drugstore type store. It was like a CVS is today, and they had the tube tester in there. So you'd go in with a tube or two, and you'd test them. And if you needed a new one, you took one off. So the little rack that they had there and went and paid for it. Yeah, those were the good old days.
Yeah, that sounds great. Not anymore. Can't even go into a Radio Shack and buy a resistor. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. This was a great night on the radio. Glad I caught all of you. Hope you guys have a great week, and would love to do this again. KB2, UKA clear. I'm going to listen out. Jay, why don't you pick it up? Pass it around.
Yeah, sure. 73 to you and Doug, and you have a good one. Nice hearing you tonight. And I'll send it over to Chris. How about it, Chris? Take it away.
Okay, Doug, like you just got here. Hey, Doug, did you get your extra? Are you an extra or a general?
N2DDX. I'm going to take a break, too. I got some things I got to take care of. So I'll probably be back, though. N2DDX.
All right, N2DDX 73. No, I got to get it, Chris. I'm not an extra yet. I got to get it. Especially with this audio stuff. That's where you go down to, 3630. You go 8K wide and have a good time. But that's on the list. All right, go ahead, Chris. Pick it up. 73.
Hey, you get the book, and the new book will be coming out this month or at the beginning of next month. So you're just in time to start studying for it.
Yeah, I have the old book, which is going to be no good in a few weeks. But yep, so I'm just going to wait for the new stuff. All right, guys, 73. KB2 UK clear.
Wait a minute.
All right, Doug, have a good night. We'll catch you later tomorrow, or maybe tonight, later tonight. And that's about it.
I'm not saying it was like tremendously difficult.
I'm trying to figure this thing out, but
double.
Anyway, I passed.
You guys have a great night. Take care.
And I'm just listening in, guys. I'm not much of a